We're often told to be open, to share our feelings, to show our true selves, because being honest builds trust, but this is a common trap. It's a story told by those who gain from your openness, by people who smile while they secretly gather information from your words, by a world that pretends to love honesty, then punishes you the moment you show too much. Machiavelli knew this deep truth. He taught us that promises made yesterday can be broken today, if it's necessary. He didn't teach you how to connect with everyone. He taught you how to control your own space. And if you want to succeed, not as someone who gets hurt, but as a smart strategist, you must follow his tough rules. Starting with this: protect your inner garden. Never expose these 7 sensitive areas to just anyone. Chapter 1: Guard your hidden seeds, your true plans and hopes. Secret number 1: never show your true plans and goals. People often say, just be honest about what you want, but Machiavelli would tell you, everyone sees what you appear to be, few truly know what you are. Because the moment they know your destination, they start putting roadblocks in your way. They begin to figure out how to use your ambition for their own benefit. They start testing if you're a threat. They will gossip, team up against you, and try to stop you, all before you've even taken your first step. Your big plans make them feel insecure, and your openness feeds their desire to stop you. So keep your true plans hidden. Let them guess. Let them think you're not a big player. Let them believe you're not doing much, while you quietly build your powerful future that they won't see coming. You don't say, I want to be the boss. You say, I'm just here to learn. You don't say, I'm leaving soon. You say, we'll see what happens. You don't declare war. You make them think everything is peaceful until it's too late. Because when your goals are like invisible seeds in your garden, your enemies don't know where to attack. If you believe in this message of self-mastery, subscribe now and join our community of thinkers. Chapter 2: Shield your inner flowers, your feelings, and weak spots. Secret number 2: never show your true emotional weak spots. People say, be real, show your feelings. What they really mean is, show me where I can hurt you. Every time you admit how much something affects you, how often you worry, how lonely you feel, or how unsure you are, others don't see honesty. They see an opportunity. People collect information about your emotional pains like a gardener collects different kinds of seeds, quietly, patiently, carefully, to use when it benefits them. They'll smile when you open up. They'll nod as if they understand. But the moment things go wrong, that information becomes a weapon. They won't attack your strengths. They'll attack the things you confessed. Machiavelli wasn't cruel. He was smart. He understood that looking a little vulnerable can be useful sometimes, but your true deepest feelings must be protected at all costs. Do you need to cry? Do it when you're alone. Do you feel like breaking down? Do it where no one can see. Do you want to scream? Hold it in. Because the more feelings you show, the more power you give to others to control you. Control how you express yourself, even if you can't control how you feel. That's not being fake. That's protecting yourself. Chapter 3: Obscure your supporting roots, your real friends. Secret number 3: never show your real friends or trusted allies. You might think loyalty is obvious, that you should openly show who you trust, making people feel safer when you pick a side. But in a world driven by power, showing your loyalty can be a weakness, and being too open is dangerous. Machiavelli said, it is double pleasure to trick the trickster. People who know your real friends know how to isolate you. They know who to pressure, who to threaten, who to turn against you. They'll use your connections to understand your moves, to cut off your influence, to spoil your inner circle. That's how powerful groups fall apart, not from outside attacks, but from revealing their trusted connections. Your deepest loyalty? Keep it private. In public, be a bit hard to predict. Be polite to people you're competing with. Be a little cautious with your closest contacts, and seem neutral with everyone. Let them wonder who you truly listen to. Let them guess who really has your ear. Let them waste time chasing rumors while you work quietly behind the scenes. In any struggle, the greatest advantage is to be unpredictable. And nothing is more unpredictable than the person who smiles with everyone but tells no one their true thoughts. Chapter 4. Mask your inner spark. What really drives you? Secret number 4. Never show what truly motivates you. They will ask, what drives you? What's your main reason? What makes you get out of bed? If you answer honestly, you've just given them the control panel to your entire being. If you say, I want to prove myself, they hear, you crave approval and I can control you by staying silent. If you say, I just want to feel loved, they hear, you're emotionally needy and I can make you obey by holding back affection. If you say, I want to make my family proud, they hear, you can be made to feel guilty. You thought you were being open and building a bond, but in the game of power, your motivation isn't a story, it's a switch. And once they know which switch moves you, they will push it when it suits them. Machiavelli didn't care about good intentions, he cared about real results. The end justifies the means, he famously said. This means people will use your reasons to stop your progress. They'll appeal to your feelings to slow you down. They'll offer you false praise just to distract you from your real goals. They'll dangle small rewards to keep you playing their game instead of building your own. So what do? Give them simple, surface-level reasons. I'm just exploring. I'm curious. I'm still figuring things out. Make your mission sound harmless, even forgettable. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, you're building something huge that they'll only see once it's too late to stop. Your real motivation? Let them figure it out from your results, not from your words. Chapter 5. Control your reaction to weeds what you hate. Secret number 5. Never show what or who you truly dislike. In a perfect world, being open about what bothers you would earn respect for your values. But this isn't a perfect world. This world is full of people who will target your sensitive spots. You say, I can't stand people who suddenly disappear, and now they'll disappear just to watch you get upset. You say, I hate being ignored. Now every time they're silent, it becomes a planned punishment. You say, I can't stand being lied to. And now they'll lie to you in ways that are hard to prove. Why? Because the more you hate something, the more emotional control it has over you. Machiavelli warned, a leader should learn to act as both a beast and a man. This means you must appear calm and polite, while deep down you remain untouched by what offends you. You don't flinch, you don't show pain, you don't react. The moment someone knows what upsets you, they will test you. Not all at once, but subtly, slowly, carefully, to see if they can control you through your dislikes, to see if your hatred reveals a weakness. So what do? You train yourself for emotional calm, not to become passive, but to become unpredictable. Don't let them know which insults bother you. Don't let them know which people you're cautious of. Don't let them know who truly gets under your skin. Pretend you're immune to all of it. Because the moment they know what you truly dislike, they can make you chase after minor injustices instead of focusing on your main goals. Chapter 6. Never show your boundaries, what you won't give up. Secret number 6. Never show what you're truly willing to give up. People think their personal limits will be respected if they state them clearly. But in the game of power, the opposite is true. The more they know you won't walk away, the more they will push you to your absolute limit, and then past it. You say, I'd never leave this job. Now they can underpay you and feel fine about it. You say, I'd never hurt them, no matter what. Now they might treat you badly emotionally, knowing you won't retaliate. You say, this relationship is the most important thing in my life. Now they know they can be lazy, be late, or only half love you, and you'll still stay. Congratulations, you've just announced that you're not a threat. Machiavelli taught leaders to always appear like they could be replaced, but never actually be replaceable, and always let others believe they can be replaced, even when they seem essential. This is how you turn the situation around. Instead of saying, "I'll never leave," you say, "I enjoy working here for now." Instead of saying, "I'd do anything for this," you say, "I'll do what's necessary, as long as it makes sense for my goals." This doesn't make you cold. It makes you smart. Because what you're truly willing to sacrifice is your final weapon in any difficult talk or negotiation. And when they know what that is, they won't ask for it directly. They'll just take everything else around it until that big sacrifice becomes unavoidable and you make it yourself. Chapter 7. Protect your inner soil, what you think of yourself. Secret number 7. Never show what you truly think of yourself. This is the most dangerous secret of all. Not what you think of others, but what you truly believe about your own worth. Because if they know your inner opinion of yourself, they'll know how to control how you see your own reality. Say you doubt yourself, even quietly, and they'll feed that doubt until it becomes a permanent part of your thinking. Say you think you're not good-looking, not talented, not worthy, and they'll reflect it back to you in subtle, hurtful ways. Jokes hidden in smiles, compliments that are actually insults, purposefully ignoring you. They'll teach you to doubt yourself, not through obvious meanness, but through subtle agreement with your own inner fears. Even worse, if you say you think you're powerful, that you're worth a lot, that you're destined for great things, they'll mark you as a target. Because most people don't want to hear the quiet confidence of someone rising. They want admissions of weakness, they want to see your cracks, they want you to feel insecure so they can feel safe around you. Machiavelli would have told you, people are so easily fooled and so eager for simple answers that whoever tricks them will always find someone willing to be tricked. And your biggest trick, letting people think they know who you really are. So what should you do? Let them wonder. Play a role they can easily understand. Humble, curious, not threatening. Don't tell them you're building something huge. Let them make fun of you and feel comfortable in their own smallness. Because comfort makes people lazy, and their laziness becomes your perfect hiding place. You want to become unstoppable? Let them think you're stuck. Let them laugh while you quietly prepare the next big move they'll never see coming. The power of unveiled silence. Now you know what important things not to reveal, but Machiavelli's genius wasn't just in hiding, it was in making silence itself a powerful tool. Silence isn't empty. It creates tension. It makes people nervous. It makes people imagine things. It makes people talk too much, revealing what you never even had to ask. Your silence becomes a mirror. They fill in your blank spaces with their own fears. They imagine you know more than you do. They give meaning to every word you don't say. And that's where your power truly begins. Because the person who speaks the least often controls the emotional mood of the room. The world loves explanations. People feel bad when they're misunderstood. They over-explain. They clarify. They complain. They post online. They confess everything. But you are now following Machiavelli's wisdom. You've deleted the need to be understood. Because you grasp the secret. Once they know how you work, they'll start working you. Silence is control. Holding back is power. Mystery is protection. If they can't figure you out, they can't plan against you. They can't trap you. They can't gather others to fight you. Because when someone is fully known, they become easy to understand, easy to predict, easy to control. But the person who reveals nothing, they become a legend. You don't have to be rich yet, you don't have to be powerful yet, you don't have to be the best. But you do have to be hard to read, because unreadable people are unshakable. You don't know what they truly want. You don't know what they secretly fear. You don't know what would break them because they never showed you. You walk into a room, and people sit straighter, speak slower, doubt their own words, not because you threatened anyone, but because you showed nothing. This is what Machiavelli meant when he talked about the appearance of being good without having to actually be good. It's not about being fake, it's about being smart. Because if you live in a world where people are always looking for weaknesses, why would you ever openly share yours? Moving like a shadow, visible to all, known by none. Now that you know what never to reveal, here's how you operate in the real world. Visible to all, known by none. Machiavelli's strategy wasn't about hiding away, it was about moving within the system, like a shadow inside the room. To truly win, you must move quietly within the world. Learn the rules, smile in meetings, laugh at their jokes, nod when they share their plans, but reveal nothing real about yourself. You're not pretending to agree, you're just not showing who you truly support. Here's how this looks. They ask, "What do you think about this person?" You say, "Interesting. I haven't seen enough yet." They ask, "What's your next big step?" You say, "Still figuring things out, taking it one day at a time." They ask, "What are you really after?" You say, "Peace, mostly, and building something useful." Give them harmless answers, give them fog. Give them words that sound like truth but give them no real advantage. Why? Because power weakens when it becomes easy to predict. And you are now unpredictable by smart design. Power doesn't always look like brute strength. Sometimes, it's the quiet hand that gently steers a system without anyone ever seeing it happen. Let others rage. Let others loudly correct mistakes in public. Let others show off their ego. You fix things in silence. If someone disrespects you, you don't argue, you don't react. You subtly shift your position. You quietly limit their access to you. You delay your responses. You carefully change outcomes behind closed doors. That is the Machiavellian correction. No loud fight, just a slow, subtle wearing away of their power. They won't even know you did it, but they'll feel the change. They'll feel the coldness. They'll feel the weight of a power they can't explain. And it will haunt them. People think you have to win every single public argument. But Machiavelli knew every visible fight costs you something. Your good name, your energy, your time. So how do you win without making noise? You last longer, you think deeper, you plant seeds of doubt in your opponent's mind without ever directly confronting them. Let's say someone challenges you, tries to make you look bad, spreads rumors. You don't fight back, you don't panic, you don't try to defend yourself. You just tighten your circle, you stop sharing personal information, you work quietly. And then one day, they wake up, and you've taken the place they thought was theirs. You didn't fight, you simply replaced them, using silence as your sharpest tool. Remember this: the person who has to hurt others to get ahead is weak. The person who rises quietly becomes a legend. Because no one sees it coming, and what people don't see coming, they cannot stop. People always reveal too much when they talk too much. That's why your words must do one of two things: create a slight mystery, or completely hide your true intent. Every sentence should add to the fog around you. You're not lying, you're just carefully controlling what others can see. Someone asks, "Are you trying to lead this?" You smile. "I just want to help where I can." Someone says, "You're different lately." You nod, "Just focusing on my own growth." These aren't outright lies, they're subtle distractions. Because the more others try to understand your words, the less energy they spend attacking your actions. You're not a ghost, you're a subtle mirror, and when people can't clearly see you, they see their own assumptions instead. That's why they become wary of you, and that's why they respect you. Because you are now impossible to truly understand, and dangerous to underestimate. The power of emptiness, silence as your weapon. Now that you've removed what makes you weak, what do you fill that space with? Nothing. Not more information, not a better version of your story, not a new explanation. You fill it with emptiness. Why? Because emptiness makes people try to fill in the blanks themselves, and they always fill it with their own fears, desires, or admiration. The person who says nothing after being deeply hurt? Terrifying. Because you don't know what they'll do next. The person who doesn't explain their big goals? Unstoppable. Because they could be planning 5 steps ahead of what you realize. The person who stays calm in drama? Feared. Because they're not swayed by chaos. which means they're not swayed by anything. This is what Machiavelli mastered. People usually judge more by what they see than by what they truly know. Everyone sees what you seem to be. Few experience what you really are. He understood that what people think is power, and what people think is shaped not by what you show but what you hold back. That's what makes powerful leaders. Not charm, not being overly honest, not being liked by everyone, but the discipline to stay mysterious in a world that demands everyone show all their cards. When people leave your life, you don't owe them a final explanation. When people hurt you, you don't owe them a reason why. When people doubt you, you don't owe them proof. Let your silence be the punishment. Let your distance be the answer. Let your success be their quiet message. People who disrespect your boundaries should not be taught a lesson. They should simply be denied access to your inner garden. This is what Machiavelli wanted you to understand. Never let someone examine your soul after they've shown they can't protect it. Now you move differently. You no longer speak just to be heard. You speak to subtly guide. You no longer show all your feelings. You show only what is useful. You no longer explain your absence. Your absence is the message. People may not say it to your face, but they feel it deep inside. I don't know what they're thinking, but I know not to mess with them. That's what silence buys you. That's what keeping secrets earns. That's what protecting your deepest truths creates. A feeling of respect mixed with a bit of mystery. You are no longer just a person they can easily understand. You are now a powerful presence they must adapt to. You don't need to be a cruel manipulator. You don't need to be cold. You don't need to control others. You only need to control the access point. What people know, what people see, what people feel they have a right to know about you. And when you close those gates to your inner garden, the kingdom of yourself becomes yours alone again. Machiavelli's deepest rule wasn't about being mean. It was about self-protection. He who overcomes himself is greater than he who overcomes a city. And now, you've overcome the strong urge to explain, to complain, to be fully known by everyone. You've left behind the version of yourself that felt exposed every time someone asked, "What's really going on inside your head?" Now, they'll never truly know. Because now, you don't just reveal, you observe, you move, you act with clear purpose. And when they finally truly understand your depth, it will be long after it's too late to stop your growth. Because the loud ones are seen, the reckless ones are briefly feared. But the quiet ones? They are remembered as legends. The path to this kind of profound self-protection, where your inner garden flourishes untouched, is a journey of quiet strength and strategic wisdom. If today's insights have resonated with your desire for true control, you're ready to cultivate this unseen power. Here's how to continue nurturing your strength. Hit the like button if this journey into Machiavellian wisdom has helped you understand the power of strategic silence. Your engagement helps share these vital lessons. Subscribe to the channel and activate notifications. Your journey to mastering unseen influence and protecting your true self begins now. I'll see you in the next build.